Okay, so the first thing you can do to prevent stretching as you go, let's see, this is the yarn that I'm working. I'm taking the other end of my yarn and just laying it along the row, and then when I stitch in, I work right around that as well. And this is the same as with tapestry crochet. That's how I found out that it doesn't stretch or doesn't let your project stretch, is because this one piece will not stretch. So this is running the length of every row that you have. So if you're doing like a bag strap or something, just do it lengthwise. So imagine this is, you know, long enough to go from your bag up over your shoulder, back down. This will not stretch because it has this running the length of every row. This is actually going to be the bottom of a bag. I'm going to make the panel to size, and then I'm going to work around it. And I'm going to use this thread all the way along. So you just put that right on there, and then when you work your next stitch, I've only got one hand here, you just work right around it, like that. So you can still make your bags not stretch if you didn't do this, but if you know about this before you start your project and you want to, this will keep it from stretching that direction. The only thing to pay attention to with this one's not too bad, but as you go across, it kind of curves a little bit. So that's what it looks like when I just finished a row. I just need to tug out those two sides and let this thread run in there a little bit more so it lays flat. Okay, so this is where I'm at for this. Now the second thing that you can do to keep your bag from stretching as you go is I took some of this. I'm almost out, so I took this off the tail end of the yarn. I'm going to take it, and what I'm going to do is just run a couple stitches in from the corner, down, across, back up, over, down, across, back up. And basically that's just going to be a thread that's not stretchy running through the whole thing. And then when I get down here, I'll just go around, and then I'll start doing it the other direction. Over, down, up, over, down, up. And that will make the whole thing so that it doesn't just stretch down. So there's the first row, if you can see it. First line, I guess, to here. And I'm actually just going to run it right along the top here and not thread it in, because I'm going to sew it onto those holes. So when I sew it, I'll wrap right around this one laying on top in both of those pieces, the front and back loop, so that way it won't be stretchy right up to the frame. Found a tissue box that fits close enough for this. If you can find something that fits the shape to keep it, and I'll just keep going. And obviously the closer the rows are, and the more rows you do, the more stable it's gonna be. I mean, if you only did like say 2 or 3, you might get things kind of stretching out the gaps. But yeah, it's however much you want to put into it. And that'll work for any shape that you do, because obviously you're just following along the natural shape. If you're doing something with an angle, you can always do like this and then just angle each of them, you know what I mean? And that's what it looks like with that all done. You can see there's the little loops across, but like I said, I'm just going to sew those in when I sew it onto the frame. The purse frame I'm using, I've got a kiss lock. You can see I tried to keep it pretty close to the surface so that it wouldn't show on the other side, because this is inside out. This will be on the inside. So it goes across that way, and I went the other direction. I mean, it really wasn't necessary to do it across here where I did it inside, but I mean, I did that so I could show you both ways, and also I would rather have more reinforcement than less. And this is something you can do no matter what your shape is. You can just form it to your shape. I was thinking too, I might have been able to get away with like just up the corners and across and down and go both ways. But I really want it to do that. I really wanted it to be very reinforced. I didn't want anything to stretch out at all. And this is it turned right side out. Can't see any of it. Sweet. I'm pretty excited. So I'll show you what it looks like all finished and test it out. Okay, here is the finished product. Now, I'm trying to figure what's the best way to show you. This piece, right? It has a tiny bit of leeway just because the yarn is twisted, it has a tiny bit of, I'm not going to call it stretch, but you know what I mean. But this is not going any further than this. When I do this, I can feel the threads that I ran. I can feel those places holding. This way. The corners will stretch out a little bit because I didn't run it that way, so probably I'd say put one right down the corner. This way, obviously nothing's stretching because I have it all the way through every row. But yeah, let's... I have some random soaps here. Let's test it out. Got some sanitizers and some more soaps. Dum-da-dum. No stretch. That thing's not going anywhere. The bottom does bubble a tiny bit. Right here you can see it. Honestly, not as much as I thought it would. I was thinking I might put like a wooden frame along it, the inside, but I don't think I need to. So that was it. Is it perfect? No. Does it need to be? No. Is there probably other techniques to keep things from stretching? Yeah, probably. Did I bother to look them up before I did this? Nope. I figured, I think it'll work. I'm gonna do it. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and I am gonna say it. If you want to see the whole tutorial for the bag, make sure to smash the like button and smash that subscribe button, because apparently if I use those phrases, I'll get more views. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.